What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here, and today we're talking about Omolon Shotguns in Destiny. Now, if you're having trouble thinking about an example of an Omolon shotgun, that's because, sadly, there aren't any in the game. When Bungie introduced Foundries with the Taken King, unfortunately it left out a lot of these gun combinations. Haka Scout Rifles, Omolon Auto Rifles, and in this case, Omolon Shotguns. Additionally, Foundries really weren't that different from each other. Two weapons of the same damage category, even if they're in two different Foundries, are going to be very similar, with one exception: Haka Pulse Rifles. Haka Pulse Rifles shoot in bursts of 4 rather than 3, and as a result they have different damage archetypes to compensate for this. This was actually a huge breath of fresh air to the Pulse Rifle category, and anyone who's played Destiny knows that it feels slightly different when you use a Haka Pulse Rifle over using a normal Pulse Rifle in the game. This is where I'm getting my inspiration from. This is what I hope to achieve. When I go over my idea for what Omolon Shotguns could be in Destiny, I will try to achieve a level of diversity similar to that achieved by Haka Pulse Rifles. A certain amount of differentiation that will make Omolon Shotguns different from other shotguns already in the game. Now, one more thing before we get started here, I was actually contacted by an awesome artist by the name of Benjamin Ratterman, and I'm going to link him down in the description below, and he's been kind enough to provide me with the concept art for what Omolon Shotguns could look like in Destiny for this episode and future gun combination episodes down the line. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, with shotguns, it was a little bit of a different thinking process went into this, because with the other guns, we could somewhat just mess around with different combinations. Like, I've already made videos on Haka Scout Rifles and Omolon Auto Rifles, and for those, you can kind of achieve a level of differentiation simply by putting them into damage archetypes that don't exist yet. However, as I've said, it's a little different when it comes to shotguns, because for shotguns, the damage doesn't really matter as much, because basically there's the big heavy hitter one banger shotguns, which are going to try to kill an enemy from the furthest distance possible with a single shot, and then there's the very fast shooting shotguns, which again make up for the fact that they aren't able to kill in one shot by hopefully being able to kill in one or two more follow-up shots they can shoot very quickly. And then there's some guns in between, but damage again isn't that relevant when we're talking about shotguns, especially since, you know, you're looking almost more at the range of a shotgun than you are at the damage. So, you know, when coming up with something that differentiates the Omolon shotguns, to come up with something that's different, we have to look at what is the same. And something that's the same between basically every shotgun in Destiny is actually the spread of the pellets. When you look at the actual Hipfire Spread of any shotgun really in Destiny, the circle is always the same size. And I think this is something that can be manipulated to give a degree of diversity. So my idea for Omolon Shotguns would be that the Omolon Shotguns actually have a much wider spread than we're used to with a normal Destiny shotgun. I'm talking double or more the width of the current circle. Now, to compensate for this substantially larger spread, the number of pellets in an Omolon shotgun would have to be increased over what you find in an average normal shotgun. Additionally, the actual damage would be a little bit higher. However, the range would be lower. So if you're on PvP and you have an Omolon shotgun, expect to be outshot at range by the traditional heavy hitter shotguns like the Party Crasher +1. However, you are packing quite a punch. If you're in your relative kill zone, if you get into close range with an enemy, there's no hit markers. These things are guaranteed kills. Plus, with the wider spread, you actually have the chance to get a double kill with a single shot. Again, that's their balancing factor in PvP. They do a lot of damage, their kill potential is high, but the range is nowhere near that of the established one-banger shotguns, which is obviously a huge disadvantage. But even if they're not that loved in PvP, I think these would be an awesome addition to PvE. Because having an extremely powerful, high damaging shotgun with the trade-off that you have to get as close as possible is going to be a really interesting addition in the terms of PvE. We already have stuff like Defender Titans who can utilize their bubble to kind of protect themselves and let enemies come to them and then engage enemies in really close quarters scenarios. And I think having an Omolon shotgun in that example and just letting enemies getting right in your face before you're able to one-bang them would be just an awesome thing to be able to do in Destiny. Omolon shotguns would be the ultimate in extreme close quarter combat. They would reward the people on PvP with the biggest balls, and they would be really fun to use in PvE especially. Now that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, and if you like this idea, please remember to rate and share this video. The more people actually see it, the higher the chances that this gets implemented, if not in Destiny 1, then hopefully in Destiny 2 for sure. Now, if you want to get in touch with me, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. Now, that's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can follow as well. Now, again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.